Chancellor Alexander and First Lady Alexander, President Tammy Hall, Dr. Bates, panel members, Mr. Farmer, First Vice President, Mrs. Bowers, to the kings and the queens that's present in the house this morning, alumni, faculty and staff, guests and visitors. I am honored this morning to share on this program. There's one change in the program, and that will be a solo following the panel. I assure you the committee has put a lot of work into organizing this 143rd Founders Day celebration annual alumni breakfast. I now call on Ms. Tammy Hall, our president of UAPB-TV National Alumni Association. Good morning, everyone. I tell you, this has been a wonderful week. It's been a great time for us to celebrate all the beauty of this great institution, 143 years of marvelous excellence. I tell you, I would rather be nowhere else. Nowhere. I tell you, we learned this morning we came from wasness to ambience, and I'm very proud of that. So on behalf of the National Alumni Association Board of Directors, we welcome you to our annual breakfast. We look forward to this continued involvement, your continued engagement, and I'm excited to be here with you. So welcome, enjoy, and I'll come back later for further remarks. Thank you. It is by the divine order that has been given us, that has given us the direction for life, the strength to follow, to think of others, to help our neighbors and the people of our communities, and to be respectful and caring towards all. May this food be nourishing to our bodies and the strength that it gives us be used to serve our community, this university, our state and nation. And so it is.
Good morning. Before the Vesper Choir sings, I want to thank the National Alumni Association for their continued support of the choir. I also want to thank the various chapters, especially those who hosted us while we were on our spring tour. Again, I want to thank the alumni and friends for the support you give us. We had a very successful tour. We began in Florissant, Missouri, which is just outside of St. Louis, and we were sponsored by the Gateway chapter. So we certainly want to thank them. Then we went to Cincinnati, and we were hosted by the Cincinnati chapter. Then we went to Columbus, Ohio, and we sang at The Ohio State University, as well as St. Paul AME Church, which I guess is the largest AME church in Columbus, is that correct? And then we went to Battle Creek, Michigan. You say, why Battle Creek? Well, I got a call from a minister there, minister of Second Baptist, in November. And he had heard about the choir, and they have an annual HBCU choir festival. And this is their 15th annual one, and so he invited us to sing. I sent him a picture of the choir, the picture that was in our robes, which were new at that time, and it was around the bell tower. And when he responded to me, all he responded with is, W-O-W, wow. Some exclamation points after that. And then we went to D.C., and we were hosted by the D.C. chapter, so we want to thank all of those alumni chapters. At this time, I want to acknowledge the gift to Mr. John Smith. He, in the name of John Smith and Charlene Smith Gaines, established the endowment, and to the tune of $334,000. But I saw the check too. I want to thank those who responded to my solicitation. I think people thought that since we got that money, that we didn't need to solicit money, but that goes into the endowment. And so we still needed some support for and continue need to support for our activities, especially our tours. The students give up their break to go on tours. Tours are not a vacation, I guarantee. Having to get up at 5 and 4:30 and 5 and 6 in the morning to either get on the bus or else to go do a concert, it's not not for the faint of heart. I want to, the choir received a special honor this past February because we were the featured choir with the Arkansas Symphony Orchestra in their performance of Leonard Bernstein's Chichester Psalms, and was very successful. It was done in Hebrew. And so it was a challenge to the choir, but they more than met the challenge. I want to invite you to our concert this coming Friday in the Fine Arts Building at 6 o'clock. Vesper Choir is going to sing Soon I Will Be Done. I'm going to sing To the Spirit Who's in My Heart, and probably Ezekiel's On the Wheel.
Soon I will be done with the troubles of the world, troubles of the world, the troubles of the world. Soon I will be done with the troubles of the world, going home to live with God. Soon I will be done with the troubles of the world, troubles of the world, the troubles of the world. Soon I will be done with the troubles of the world, going home to live with God. I want to meet my mother. I want to meet my mother. I want to meet my mother. I'm going to live with God. I want to meet my mother. I want to meet my mother. I want to meet my mother. I'm going to live with God. Soon I will be done with the troubles of the world, troubles of the world, the troubles of the world. Soon I will be done with the troubles of the world, going home to live with God. Soon I will be done with the troubles of the world, troubles of the world, the troubles of the world. Soon I will be done with the troubles of the world, going home to live with God. No more, no more, weeping and a wailing. No more, no more, weeping and a wailing. No more, no more, weeping and a wailing. I'm going to live with God. No more, no more, weeping and a wailing. No more, no more, weeping and a wailing. No more, no more, wailing, no Soon I will be done with the troubles of the world, troubles of the world, the troubles of the world. Soon I will be done with the troubles of the world, going home to live with God. Soon I will be done with the troubles of the world, troubles of the world, the troubles of the world. Soon I will be done with the troubles of the world, going home to live with God. I want to meet my Jesus. I want to meet my Jesus. I want to meet my Jesus. I'm going to live with God. I want to meet my Jesus. I want to meet my Jesus. I want to meet my Jesus. I'm going to live with God. I'm going my heart, I'm gonna sing till the Spirit moves in my heart, I'm gonna sing till the Spirit moves in my heart, I'm gonna sing till Jesus comes. I'm gonna sing, oh my Jesus, 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 I'm gonna sing, oh my Jesus, 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 it was great. Can't you feel the Spirit move? Can't you feel it move? Can't you feel it move? Can't you feel it move? I'm gonna shout, oh my Jesus, 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 I'm gonna shout, oh my Jesus, 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 till he comes, I'm gonna sing till my Jesus, till he comes.
All right.
Easy goes all the wheel, way up in the middle of the air. Easy goes all the wheel, way in the middle of the air. Easy goes all the wheel, way up in the middle of the air. Easy goes all the wheel, way in the middle of the air. Easy goes all the wheel, way up in the middle of the air. Easy goes all the wheel, way in the middle of the air. The big wheel on my leg, some God on the wheel and all wheel, way in the middle of the air. Better mind my brother, how you gonna on the cross? Way in the middle of the air. Your foot likes to make his own get lost. Way in the middle of the air. Oh, Satan wears a clover shoe. Way in the middle of the air. If you don't mind, I'll slip it on you. Way in the middle of the air. Easy goes all the wheel, way up in the middle of the air. Easy goes all the wheel, way in the middle of the air. The big wheel on my face, my little got my grace, so God all wheel and all wheel, way in the middle of the air. Some go to church for the sing and shout. Some go to church for the sing and shout. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Before 6 months, days all turned out. Way in the middle of the air. Easy goes all the wheel, way up in the middle of the air. Easy goes all the wheel, way in the middle of the air. Easy goes all the wheel, way up in the middle of the air. Easy goes all the wheel, way in the middle of the air. Easy goes all the wheel, way up in the middle of the air. Easy goes all the wheel, way in the middle of the air. Easy goes all the wheel, way up in the middle of the air. Easy goes all the wheel, way in the middle of the air. Easy goes all the wheel, way up in the middle of the air. Easy goes all the wheel, way in the middle
As they're going out, let me take this moment to pause briefly to recognize a few individuals in the room. I would like to recognize my little brother, the morning speaker, the Reverend Parks and First Lady Parks, this morning. There are some Hall of Famers in the room this morning. that was inducted on last year and reigning this year, 2016, 15-16. I see our former Mayor Carl Reedus and our Alderman Steve Mays. Are there any other elected officials in the room? School Board Member Jones. And he's also a king, an alumni king for 27 years. And now we get to the meat of this program, the panel, a discussion from the perspective of our students. I will introduce the members as they come to share time in transition by celebrating the past, present, and future. Wendy Maya, class of 16. Tempest Harris, class of 16. Brielle, class of 17. Jamie Jameson, class of 17. And this is Jerubian, okay? Jerubian, 16. And Bertie Bell, class of 17. At this time, we will receive our panel.
Well, I am No Lutando, Wendy Maya. I'm from Batesville, Arkansas, by way of Johannesburg, South Africa. I am a senior majoring in mass communication with an emphasis in broadcast journalism. I sing alto II in the internationally renowned Vesper Choir. I am the vice president of the Mass Communication Club, a student recruiter for the Office of Recruitment, and I am a member of Sigma Alpha Iota International Music Fraternity for Women. Now, I chose UAPB because I wanted the HBCU experience. I wanted to interact with people who not only had aspirations to be successful, but people who also look like me as well. During my time here, I have experienced so many unforgettable moments. I have laughed and I've cried, but during all those moments, I've had faculty, teachers, and friends by my side through everything. The best part of UAPB is the love that we all have for each other. We're not perfect, but we know how to stand together when it really matters. Aside from the curriculum, UAPB has taught me many lessons about myself. When you grow up how I grew up, I was in a two-parent home. I had everything that I needed. And so when you grow up like that, you have a certain kind of naivete about life. And so UAPB, when I came to UAPB, I never realized how hard the obstacles that come your way are. But through everyone here and our rich history, it has taught me that with hard work, determination, and a little help from your friends, that you can make it through anything. Last week, I found out that my graduation would be delayed. And of course, I was devastated. I had never failed at anything. This is not part of my plan. But sometimes your personal plan isn't part of the ultimate plan. And so my journey here at UAPB is not quite over. There's still a few lessons that I guess dear mother has to teach me. And so during this time, I will strengthen my skills and take the proper steps to make sure that I'm ready for the workforce. And upon graduation, I plan on furthering my education and attending law school. My ultimate goal is to marry the two disciplines of mass communication and law to be a legal analyst and also serve as an advocate for social justice. I believe that UAPB was the best place that I could have chosen to begin my journey. I know that the education that I've received and the values that have been instilled in me will take me as far as I choose to fly. Thank you.
Good morning. Good morning. My name is Tempest Harrison. I'm from Chicago, Illinois, and I am finally a graduating senior at the University of Arkansas in Pine Bluff. It feels so great to be able to say that. Truly great. So, as I was given the task to speak, I was extremely nervous because I'm not a public speaker. But as I started to think about the topic, time to transition, celebrating the past, present, and future, I thought about my very first day at UAPB. I was extremely nervous. I did not want my mother to leave me. But of course, she did. And I made friends. And UAPB has been an experience that I will truly never forget. I am so sad that undergrad is almost over, but I feel like UAPB has prepared me for the workforce. I chose early childhood education as a major because I truly believe that foundations are important. So I feel like I should have been a person to give children a good foundation. The Department of Curriculum and Instruction, University of Arkansas, Pine Bluff, has become a home away from home. They have helped make and mold this little Chicago girl into a woman who feels she's ready to take on the future. And I humbly thank all of them. They're in the back, looking at me, hoping I don't embarrass them. Which I told them I would not. So, I would just like to thank dear mother, the University of Arkansas, Pine Bluff, for all the good times, all the laughs, the tears, and the lessons learned. Thank you.
My name is Brielle Taylor, and I'm from Detroit, Michigan. I'm currently a junior here at the university, studying in accounting with a minor in finance. I don't have a lot of experience being a UAPB student because I transferred in last January. However, I feel like I've been here just as long as my classmates of 2017. I knew this was the place for me during my process of admission. I had so much support from admissions, financial aid, and the School of Business. They made me feel like I was a golden lion before I even transferred in. And once I got here, people went out of their way to make sure that I felt at home. My professors taught me how important it was to build relationships with them and different people here at the university. Career Services continued to press the issue of signing up with their office and taking full advantage of the opportunities I had around me. They say it's not what you know, it's who you know, and that was important to me. As a student, getting involved with the community and the university is a vital key to success. When I became open to the opportunities that I was granted, I saw a change in my personality. Going to different conferences to represent the university and becoming president of the accounting club and vice president of the investment club, it showed that being an extrovert was the path to follow. Surrounding myself with scholars who had 4.0 GPAs, coming in with a 2.5 overall GPA, I made it my goal to graduate with honors. I now currently have a 3.133 GPA. And now I am able to go head to head with those most likely to succeed. Although I don't graduate until next May, I have been planning for post-graduation for a while. I recently decided that I will go on to pursue a master's in finance and become a certified financial analyst. As we wrap up this Founders Week, I've learned it's not about where you come from, it's about where you're going. And UAPB has helped me to prepare for success.
Hello, I'm Jameson Murray, a junior here at the university, majoring in agronomy, plant and soil science option. I am the vice president of the Collegiate 4-H Club, the president of the Manners Club. I've been inducted in 3 different honor societies last semester, and UAPB really taught me a lot. So I'm from Pine Bluff by way of all-time Wabasik area. Anybody know that? Maybe. So it may be like 242 people or something like that, but it's a very small town, and so I'm a real country guy. So I wanted to choose the best for agriculture, and why not stay at home for the best? Yeah, so many resources here, and I mean, I've been exposed to so much here at UAPB. Starting out as a freshman, well, before I even started school, I came out here for a summer internship and worked in the field of research doing cowpea research, and it was some cowpeas that shipped in from Africa, and we're just testing them out, so that was a great experience. I was kind of shy, like most of us coming in as a freshman. I didn't want to do too much of anything, but as Ms. Brielle said, it's much more important to become an extrovert, because if you don't talk to anybody, nobody will know you. Nobody will know you. So I proceeded to do that, and I met some amazing people on campus, and that home family feeling that we have on campus you can't get anywhere else. I wanted to choose another institution. This was not my first choice, but I feel like I would be a number versus a person at another institution. I don't want to be a GPA. I don't want to be just an ACT score or my student ID number. I want to be Jameson Trey Murray, and that's the best I could do. So I'm doing pretty well in school. I'm a junior, so I got one more year. Yeah, that's a blessing. Sitting on a smooth 3.7 GPA. So, you know, I can't wait for those. But the opportunities have been presented to me. I was able to go on a conference to Jacksonville, Florida, I think, last month? Oh, yeah, right after spring break. And it was an amazing opportunity going to meeting different schools, different vendors, different agencies, different companies. And I'm an 1890 scholar, so every summer I get a chance to intern. And last summer I went to DC, and this summer I'll be interning with ARS and Stuttgart doing rice research. So, yeah. So the opportunities are out there, and UAPB has really opened my eyes up to these opportunities and has prepared me for my future. Speaking of future, I will be going to grad school. Don't really have a subject or a focus yet, but I really want to go into plant genetics, biotechnology, or crop production. So that's what I really want to do. I plan to be probably a state agronomist or a biotechnician at the end of it, when it's all said and done. So thank you guys for letting me talk to you out there.
Good morning, everyone. How y'all doing? All right, my name is Jerubin Lee. I graduated from Little Rock Central High School. The Little Rock Central High School. All right. My purpose for coming to UAPB is, for one, I wanted to be in the band. I saw them all over YouTube. And I had essential, there was a class, it was an African American history class. And at that time, it was the only high school that had a class just for African American history. So my teacher mentioned UAPB and things like that. So I ended up auditioning, I got in band, and I have to tell you the truth. If I didn't tell you the truth, I wouldn't be who I am. But standing here today, you see someone that has truly transitioned from a boy to a man. And they were talking GPA, and I just flashed back like, wow. My GPA, my fall semester 2010, was a 0.6. Some of y'all not here. I also had a balance. So if you ask me, well, how am I here today? The good Lord. Over that winter break, I prayed and I prayed and I pleaded and I pleaded, because for some odd reason, people ask me, hey, how in the world did you get a 0.6? Were you partying? Were you with girls? This and that. And this is like, no. I was just sitting in class and every band game, hey, I was there. I was there. I don't blame it on anything but myself. But I've truly transitioned, and if it wasn't for Miss Fields, at the time she was my counselor, she in here? Miss Fields, she fussed at me and she said, Jerome, you're not gonna, I don't know how you're gonna do this with this GPA. And I was like, I don't know either, Miss Fields. And I sat in there and I was just looking like, you know, scratching my head, wondering how would this, you know, come through for me. But at the time I realized I was in college. I was in my sophomore year. And people told me, you know, when your GPA is low, it's really hard to get it up. Believe you me, if you're listening on this TV station, it is hard to get it up. So I worked hard and I ended up joining the Army National Guard, and that has a lot to do with me standing here today. It corrected my mindset and it made me more about my business and about handling things in a timely manner. And then I went on to join ROTC. I said, well, since I'm in school and I'm getting a degree, why not join ROTC? And that way when I graduate, commission as an officer. Because initially, as a civilian, when you have a degree, you become managers and you become in charge. So why not do it on the Army side too? So that was the past. Since then, I've gotten married to beautiful Deidre Mays Lee, my beautiful wife. I've accepted God's calling to preach the gospel. And I've made the decision to come back to UAPB and pursue a master's in computer science and technology. I wanted to put together my undergrad degree, which is criminal justice and computer science, together. Initially, I wanted to be a state trooper. I've been wanting to be a state trooper for a very long time. So in the near future, if I happen to pull any one of you over, I don't know, but anyway, I've truly transitioned, and I really want to celebrate my past, because if it wasn't for those that fussed at me, and my teachers and Miss Thrower and Miss Fields telling me, you know, this isn't looking good for you. And if it wasn't for the culture here at UAPB, I would not be standing here in front of you today. I also had gotten an acceptance letter to Arkansas State University, Jonesboro, in regards to band, but for some odd reason I declined it. And I see why God pressed that on my heart to decline it, because if I had gone there, I would not be graduating. I would have, like Ms. Vaughn always says, I would have rotated. I would not have graduated from the university. So I truly thank God, and I thank you all for the honor. I honor you all for allowing me to be here today. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Bertie Bell, and I am a non-traditional student. I graduated from UAPB in 2009 in dietetic and nutrition. In 2010, I became paralyzed when my diaphragm down. And I was sent to a nursing home because I couldn't do anything. And I was sent there and they said that I would most likely get pneumonia and die because I didn't have a whole lot of in my lungs. But I didn't come to UAPB to go to a nursing home and die. And I never saw that. I never saw myself just wasting away in a nursing home. And I just graduated. No, somebody had to see this good old lion spirit. I stayed in the nursing home 18 months and I went back home. But only the time that I had come back to school, I lost my mother. And I'm okay with that. And then I gradually began to walk again. And I kept seeing myself UAPB and getting a master's degree because I didn't ever see myself working as a dietitian, but I saw myself as an educator. So I said, well, I could go back to school. I even saw the building that I said I could get in that building. I could walk on this brace and I could get in that building. So I disciplined myself and I came back to school and I kept in my mind and in my heart that this is a good time for me to be here, to read this particular scripture that has helped me. Founders Day. The founders see us. My parents see me. I'm okay. And I got this scripture from Hebrews 12, 1 through 3. And I'm going to give it to you out of the Message Bible because that's where really, I take it personal. I make it personal. And it starts off saying, do you see what this means? All these pioneers who blazed the way, all these veterans cheering us on. It means we better get on it. It means that, Bertie, you better get on it. You better strip down all your fears. You better start running. Never quit. No extra spiritual fat. No parasitic sins. Keep your eyes on Jesus, who have began and finished his race we're in. Study how he did it, because he never lost sight of where he was headed, and that exhilarating finish in and with God. He could put up with anything along the way, the cross, the shame, whatever it is, put up with it. And when you find yourself flagging in your faith, go over that story again, item by item, that long litany of hostility he plowed through that would shoot some adrenaline in my soul. And like I said, I take this real personal. Whenever I feel like I have my moments and I kind of get depressed, but I only allow that just for a few minutes, and then I get up and keep going. And like I said, I see myself in the future, and it's all because of UAPB. It's all because of God. You know, just keep running your race. The founders see us.
Transition has laid upon our minds this morning. At this time, I want to say to each of you, you are indeed golden, outstanding students here at the flagship of the Delta. Continue the good work, and we look forward to seeing all of this in the very near future. Let us receive Mr. Daniel Farmer. He will come to us with a solo at this time.
Good morning, how y'all doing?
Good morning.
I said good morning, how are y'all doing? That's good, I like that feedback. I'm going to sing for you a song. I hope you enjoy it summertime. And the living is easy. Fish are jumping, and the cotton is high. Your daddy's rich, and your mama's good looking. So hush, little baby. baby, don't you cry. One of these mornings, you're gonna rise up singing. Then you spread your wings and fly through the sky. But until that morning, there's nothing that can harm you. With mama and daddy standing by. Da 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 So hush, little baby, don't you cry. Summertime and the living is easy. Fish are jumping and the cotton is high. Your daddy's rich and your mama tell you she's good looking. Oh, so hush, little baby, don't you cry. So hush, little baby, don't you cry. So hush, little baby,
Don't you cry. At this time, we would like to receive our first Vice President, Lois Bauer, to come to us to unveil the 2015 Hall of Fame.
Good morning. Good morning. What was wrong with American Idol? Tell me, was that amazing? It is with great honor that I stand before you on behalf of the National Alumni Association to unveil the 2015 Hall of Fame inductees. And I'm also going to share with you the 2016 recommendations that we made just the other day to induct this fall. So with no further ado, it's kind of an emotional time for us. Because we lost one of my chapter's Hall of Fame members this past week. And so it is with sadness that we share that with you today. But if any of you are in the audience today, if you would please stand and a representative from one of our own chapter, Pulaski County chapter representative, will stand for Mr. Loft. So we're going to start with Calvin Trice. Please stand and recognize Calvin. Mr. Henry Linton, please stand. Mr. Linton, you're here today. Anyone representing Eunice Williamson? Mr. Lloyd Black. One of my own. I'm a proud president of the chapter in Pulaski County. John Jacob. Jack Plumley. And Mrs. Lofton, if you'll stand on behalf of retired Lieutenant Colonel Artis Lofton. We also have, in the area of government and law, posthumous recognition for Senator Jerry Jewell, Dr. Jewell, if someone is here representing Dr. Jewell. All right, please give them all a round of applause for beautiful pictures and photos of them that will be displayed on campus. Thank you. So the UAPB Alumni, National Alumni Chapter would also like to announce the 2016 Hall of Fame inductees. We have Dr. Llewellyn Don Brown, Mr. Elmer London in the area of business and industry. And if any one of these individuals happen to be here, please stand. We have Dr. John T. Gilmore and Dr. Freddie Hartfield in the area of education. Ms. Lucille McCall in the area of community service. Mr. Roy C. Bill Llewellyn, government and law. Mr. Bill Wilder, one of Pulaski County, science and technology. Mr. Teroy Benton Sr., Dr. William Thomas Keaton, and Dr. James Arthur Mays, MD, lifetime achievement and posthumous as well. So these are our 2016 Hall of Fame inductees. We hope to see you Friday, October the 14th, I believe, this year. Tickets will be on sale soon. But we do want to recognize and honor all of our inductees. And if there's anyone that has been inducted in the past, if you would please stand for us to be recognized. And I just want to say, when we think about this great institution and all the amazing alum that have graduated from here, you look at this room, you look at the Hall of Fame inductees and our babies and my sister here, we should be extremely proud. We have really delivered great talent back to the world. So thank you.
At this time, we will receive our very own Chancellor, Lawrence Alexander. And who are you waiting for?
Thank you very much. I wasn't waiting. I was waiting for you to get the Lawrence out. Yes. We like the name Lawrence around here. Matter of fact, we love the name Lawrence around here. It is indeed my great pleasure to greet you once again this morning, and those of you who were in the sunrise service, you already heard me greet you, but just bear with me for just a couple of more minutes on a few words of greetings. I'd like to say to our alumni president, Ms. Tammy Hall, to the Mrs. Alumni, Ms. Janice Roberts, and to all of you, our alumni, our friends, our visitors. We thank you for being a part of this event on this morning, and let me just say we have been really treated this morning to a fantastic program. Our hearts were blessed earlier this morning with a wonderful message from Pastor Parks, thank you, and from your choir, the chorus that you brought with you. They were just fantastic on this morning, and we have been treated today by our own world-renowned Vesper Choir. Wasn't it marvelous listening to these students? I mean, they were great, and folks at my table saw me getting out of my seat when the first speaker started talking about tying together mass comm and law. I started welling up, but yes, and it went on, and folks were talking about getting PhDs, and I mean, I'm just, yes, and talking about how the importance UAPB has met in their lives, and the importance of the faculty and the staff and the alumni and the role that they have played in their lives. We ought to feel proud of them, but also understand that this is but an example, just an example of what we have here at UAPB, and we have many, many, many more students and many more stories. And so when I go out and I say that our faculty and our staff and our alumni are dedicated to the success of our students, that's what I'm hearing back this morning, is that the students were telling us that you have been vested and are dedicated to our success. And that is certainly true. We heard one of the great singers coming through here. Right. You know, and they've got a lot of singers that have come through here. Preachers too. A lot of singers and preachers coming through UAPB. And this morning we heard Daniel Farmer, and I'm like, boy, he's going to be recording somewhere. That's right. Somewhere. So look for his recording in the future. And I like it when Dr. Bates talks about the Vesper Choir and the gift of John Smith to the Vesper Choir, because it's gifts like that that help us here at the university, but it's good that our students hear that message, because there is a message within the message that, you know, that they too will go out and they will become earners, and they will, some of y'all gonna make it big. Okay, I'm gonna prophesy this morning. Some of y'all, because y'all gonna make it big. And when you do, give back to the university, so those coming behind you will be able to have those opportunities to go out and to excel the way you have. And so one other thing I wanted to mention, let me just say that it's been beautiful all morning. Everything has been said. It seems like something has been missing, though, from the program this morning. Did we lift an offering? Did I miss the offering? I missed it? Well, for those of you who missed it with me, I will have representatives in the hall. It's not too late, President Hall said. It's not too late. But I do want to mention one other thing. Just in case you missed it this week, there was an article in the Pine Bluff commercial, and it says APR scores at UAPB increase. You know what APR scores? That's the academic progress reports that go to the NCAA. It says academic progress rates were up virtually across the board among Arkansas Pine Bluff athletes. Largest increase came from men's golf. Next biggest increases, cross country and track. Women's cross country went up, and women's track, and they went through all the various sports that went up. And then there was a quotation from UAPB Athletics Director Lonza Hardy. Said, "We are not surprised by our team's scores in the report. In fact, we expected to have a great report." Like that expectation of greatness. Yeah. Keeping the student in student athlete is always our focus. Student athletes, our coaches, our support staff, and our administration that work religiously and cooperatively to provide the support services necessary to ensure the success of our student athletes. And I wanted to mention that on this morning because that report came out this week. And it got a mention in our local paper, and I saw a little mention buried in a story in the Democrat Gazette. I think it was at the bottom of the story on UCA, about 3 lines. But I wanted you, our biggest supporters of the university, to know that we have had this successful report across the board. So there are no penalties in our athletics program, in our APR. And I want to commend the A.D. Hardy, the coaches, the athletics administration, and others for the work that they, and actually everybody plays a role in that, and everybody who had a hand in that successful report on the APR. Now, I've had my say. I thank you very much. Excuse me, I'm being talked to. Oh, yes. Oh, of course. But of course, thank you. Let me recognize a member of our Board of Trustees, Dr. Steve Broughton. Dr. Broughton. Thank you, Dr. Broughton. Any of our Board of Visitors? Any members present? Okay. All right. All right. Well, on that note, thank you very much. And this has been a wonderful, wonderful week of celebration of our founders and the great history and legacy of this university. We leave with the understanding and the belief that the legacy lives on, and it lives on in the lives of these students that we heard presenting today and in those to come, because we have a tremendous number of students who have applied for admission to this university. We're very proud of that fact. Applications are up once again, more than 40% this year, so we're expecting another great large class. So once again, thank you very much for your support.
Now, let us receive our National President, Ms. Tammy Hall, with any remarks and updates she may have.
Okay, I'm in between you exiting the building, and I understand what my role should be at this point in time, quick, fast, and in a hurry. With that being said, we have had a tremendous week. It has been absolutely great. I want to continue to thank our students. There's such a wonderful joy and replication of what we do here at the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff, which has produced the best, the brightest. And so I want to applaud you all. I also want to acknowledge one of my was-miss, Mr. Lee, because in a couple of weeks, Chancellor, thank you. In a couple of weeks, Chancellor, we will be honoring all of our graduates here at the University of Arkansas Pine Bluff. And we're going to have a lot of Lotties that we're going to be shouting and happy for. And I want to acknowledge that I was a Lottie too. I thank you, Lottie graduate. Okay, but that didn't dictate my success down the road. So, very proud of you, sir. Very proud of you. Very proud of all of you. So, as we move forward, what I heard from Dr. Johnny Taylor, who is the president and CEO of the Thurgood Marshall Fund, several weeks back, he said, the plight of the HBCUs is not good. But we already knew that because, you know, for the life and the history of HBCUs, it's been a challenge. So he wasn't telling us anything that we didn't already know. But what we have to do is be strategic and understand how do we move forward amidst the challenges that we have. And so I know that we can do it. We have always done it. And we will continue to do it down the road. Chancellor, as we work very closely together with the administration, the Alumni Association, and continue to develop our legislative strategy, because we know where there's a political wheel, there is change that occurs. And so it requires all of our alumni to stand behind this university and the strategies that we need to move forward to have change take place here for the university. What we also know is that advocacy is a huge part of what we do. Nobody can tell our story like us. And so we have to continue to be the mouthpiece that gets out all over the country and talk about the good things that we do here at the university. And then more importantly, we need engagement. We need many more of you to join us. We've got a board of directors that works very hard, but we need other worker bees as well. We need others to help us move through this journey. And what I also heard from Dr. Johnny Taylor, who he said he heard from an elder, is only us can save us. And I'm a believer. It takes us in this whole struggle, and we can do it. So I want to continue to stress to our students, let's continue to do the very best we can as you move out into the corporate world. Just remember what you learned here, and it will take you so very far. I also want to acknowledge yesterday we were with the Pulaski County chapter who had their jazz and brunch. It was really a great event if you missed it. But I want to acknowledge that one of our alums, Attorney John Walker, challenged that group, challenged the Pulaski County to meet him in a $10,000 pledge for the B and C students, the Thank You Lordies. And he really, you know, although we know that our high achievers are going to do great, and they're going to have so many resources that they can pull from, there are some average students out there that will do great as well, but they need us to continue to support them along this journey. And so he challenged the Pulaski County group to join him in meeting halfway with his pledge to concentrate and focus on those middle of the road students. And so that was really uplifting. And I just think that's great when we can do it. So with that being said, I want to thank you all as we come to a close of our celebration. It's always great. And I ask you to continue to join us. Pray for us as we journey along the way, that we continue to do the will of what is necessary for us to move forward, move this great institution forward. I thank you, and please be blessed. I forgot to do one thing. I want to recognize Dr. Hazel Reed, who's here with us, and we want to send her condolences from the National Alumni Association in the loss of your brother, Pearlie. So I wanted to do that. Thank you.
At this time, I would like to pause to ask Mrs. Sophia Campbell, Ms. Florence Kane, Ms. Brenda Jones, Ms. Donna Mooney, and Ms. Tish Honor to please stand, if you're present. They are the individuals that put on this wonderful celebration. So we say thank you. I would like to personally take the moment to say thank you for allowing me the opportunity to navigate on this morning. And if you would just engage me briefly, I would like for all the alumni, kings and queens, to please stand. This is just a small show of our continued commitment to serve our dear mother. So we are here to serve our dear mother and our National Alumni Association. As this celebration and Founders Day activity ends, I say to you, drive carefully and have a safe trip. But before then, I think I have announcements. I have one announcement, too. Make each day a great day. The second announcement is be a blessing to someone every day. Let us stand and receive our alma mater.
Stay college, we greet thee with love and devotion. Our hearts and our treasures we bring to thy shrine. With arms that are strong from all harm, we defend thee. Thy name shall we cherish, dear mother of mine. We walk through this wide world with thee. We ate while we sat at thy sanctified seat. We come